Tell me, how did you get involved with this really shocking and awful business?
I suppose by mistake. So I've always loved dogs and they've always been my best friends. And I remember many years ago hearing about the dog meat trade. And I suppose I never really believed it could be as bad as I heard it had been. And so several years ago when I was working for another charity, I took my first trip to South Korea, which was my first experience with the dog meat trade. And I visited markets and farms. And what I saw changed my life forever. And it was without a doubt the most defining point of my life was seeing the dogs in the markets, in the cages, and then seeing the dogs on the farms.
What was it about seeing the dogs in the cages that really kind of got to you? Is it really terrible?
It was just the saddest place I've ever been. You know that you already know where the dogs have been, what they've already been through, and knowing that they'll never leave those cages apart from being slaughtered and never have that moment of compassion was what suffocates me with shame mostly. People often ask me how it makes me feel, and the first feeling is always absolute shame, followed by...
Sorry to interrupt you. Why do you feel shame?
Because they don't know the difference between me and them. They don't know that I've seen them because I care about them. And I always say I always believe in love at first sight because of the dogs.
And when you say they don't know the difference between you and them, you mean the dogs don't know the difference between you as a human being and the dog meat traders and the dog meat farmers who have no compassion at all for the animals?
Yeah, they just don't know that there are people out there who think about them every day and care about them and see them for who they are. To everyone else, to the people they're used to, handling them and treating them, it's one where they're purely a commodity a lot of the time. And they don't know that there are people who can see them for who they are and see that they're sentient beings who are worth so much more than the value they're given in the markets.